Get off my hand!
Tomatoes! First episode.
Whoops, sorry.
That's how I feel.
Wrong button. All right, Wolftick Nation, welcome to our first podcast. With hopefully many more to come.
Hopefully.
So, well, we're giving it a try. We might have some difficulties, but we're going to get this done. Okay.
Give it a try. I mean, we were doing a whole bunch of ideas, and your boy's gimpy.
You're gimpy.
I'm gimpy, man. I can't ride, so I'm sitting behind a table. I'm sitting behind a desk. Never done this before.
Yeah, well, and maybe it's time for something like this. We need to kind of mix in some more stuff anyway. A lot of people love it when we just sit there and talk like in the truck, or if we just sit there in the shop and talk sometimes.
It seems like, and also the view duration is like really good on those episodes, where we're just talking. I know the patrons love it, but...
Well, and originally we were supposed to podcast for the Patreon.
I mean, are they gonna love this? I don't know.
I don't know if anyone's gonna love it, but we're gonna do it one way or another because we got to do something. We got to keep the channel going, and you're gonna have a long time to recover. So we'll keep working on stuff, and we'll do some podcasts and maybe some checking out bike shops and whatever just to fill in for now.
Just to fill in until we can get by and start testing some stuff out.
And it might be something that we keep on doing even after, or we'll switch it over to just...
I feel professional. I got a notepad. You got a note. I mean, I feel legit headphones.
I wish my audio was better. I've got your audio dialed in. Mine...
I sound like crap, I think, maybe it's just
your headphones.
It might be. I don't know.
You sound great on my headphones. Yeah. My microphone sounds horrible.
Yeah, so episode 1.
Episode
podcast.
1. All right.
Man, all the listeners out there, man, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. It sounds weird saying that for a podcast, but man, show your boys some love. But okay, what are we going to talk about in today's episode?
Man, I had a whole bunch of... I'm gonna switch it up on you.
You getting cold feet?
I am, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because the follow-up question I have for that on my legal pad, I've got a couple pages of notes.
Scientific.
I really like the one I'm going to throw out there at you, because you don't know. We didn't rehearse this. You don't know what I'm going to tell you.
You got a legal pad over there with a bunch of writing on it. I've got one thing scribbled down. It's my name.
So you don't forget.
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw this stuff out there, and I'm hoping that it works. I'm hoping we can have some good conversation about it, because I really think this is a good sticking point for a lot of people. I think it'd be a good. I think the other one we had talked, I threw out a couple ideas at you just a minute ago, and you were like, oh, I think we should probably just, for the first episode, we should do something like, what is a budget bike or whatever. But
I think that'd be great.
I know it would be. I think so too, but I think we're going to have to do that later on, because I think for me, I think this other one's better.
Hit me up. Let's go. Damn.
The most important features of a mountain bike in order. What's the most important features in order?
This is a popular topic.
It is, and that's why I said I think this is what we need.
Everybody has something to say about this.
Everybody and I'm hoping people say a bunch, because we're going to use the comments off of this on the next one probably when we're talking.
Okay. So budget build, what are the most important components or features on a mountain bike?
I don't really know if it has to be a budget build. I think just in general.
I think that's a great question, and we've posted that question, and the comments rolled in like crazy. Now,
we gave multiple choice when we did that.
We did, but we gave choices. Now, if you're going to give me, like, say you're going to give me, what, 5?
Well,
like top 5?
Just the most important and in order. Let's go.
Let's do 5.
I have some rebuttals too, so
I want to do 5.
Okay, do 5 then.
I'm doing 5.
If you're stuck on 5,
you need to do 5 as well, and then we'll talk.
I'm going to have a whole different take on this than you are.
So you want the Tick's take on the top 5?
No, I think we just need to discuss it. I think we should just discuss.
Well, let me write mine down, and you can discuss as well. But I'm going to write mine down. Top 5 features. That's a big one. Airbags is going to be number 1 for sure. I think you're gonna trip out on my top 5. Don't look
I could probably guess at your top 5.
No,
I should write down what I think you're gonna put.
Look, I'm been more mature here lately.
Okay,
and I honestly,
when does this happen?
Yeah, I've become more mature, and I think you will be surprised. Okay, I got my top 5.
Top 5. That fast?
That fast. I've been thinking, we just got off the Wolftick meetup, and seriously, it was a lot of riding that we've done.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of things out there I was really grateful to have on my ride I was riding. I was riding Project Gummy Worm and Project Chong.
Okay.
And there was a lot of things that I kept going through my head on features. It's funny that you brought this up. So I've got my top 5 and pretty much hot off the press, And like I said, I matured a little bit.
I'm going to try to make you stumble after you give me this list.
You ain't gonna stumble. You won't have a rebuttal.
We'll see. I'm going to make you stumble.
Top 5. Here we go. Number 1. This is from best
Wait,
to...
no, hang on. Number 1 being your best?
Number 1 being the best.
No, go 5. Start off the lowest and work your way up to the number 1.
Okay. Number 5 is a dropper post.
Okay.
Okay. Now, dropper posts are super important. I know a while back, I'm really on one of the latest episodes with the GT Aggressor Pro, the episode that we did with the dropper post on that, the external budget, $119. People were asking the question, there was one guy in there at least that said, hey, I don't really get the point of a dropper. Why don't you just drop your seat? Why don't you just stand up and pump your legs, and then your seat's ready down, standing room only when you're ready to go downhill. But it doesn't work like that. And even with like a quick release, it's super difficult to do that because you have to get off your bike, drop your seat post tube. A dropper allows you to be able to hit inclines and get full pump of the legs in a comfortable seating position without having to get off your bike. And then as soon as you get ready to go downhill or hit some curves or, get a little bit of air, standing room only, you put your butt down on it, you drop it down, it stays in place, and you are good to rock and roll without having to get off your bike. It is such a savior in the climbing department, and that's one of the biggest things. I think a lot of the misconception is people thinking, oh, well, what, it just drops it out of your way? It just drops it out of your way. I use that thing so much, and it's not necessarily extended all the way up or all the way down. There's a lot of middle ground there, too.
Well, I know some people that use it to get on and off bikes.
Yeah, for sure. But I use the crap out of my dropper. I use it just about as much as a group set. And it's a comfort thing.
I disagree that you use it as much as a group set. Okay. I disagree. And we have about 7 or 8 broken seats and a couple broken droppers to prove that.
Well, I mean,
how many times?
Sometimes you miss a shift.
Okay, listen. So whenever you would go and you would do the jump course there, how many times did you not shift into first gear to climb back up the hill versus how many times did you forget to drop the dropper?
Yeah.
So you're exaggerating a little bit.
Maybe a little bit.
Okay. So I told you I was gonna do that.
Oh, okay.
But so 5.
Dropper's number 5.
Okay. Yeah. I'm surprised it's 5.
Okay. Number 4. Mm-hmm. And I'm curious on other people's. Guys, make sure you guys comment. Okay. I want to see your top 5. I think this would be interesting. Number 4 on most important list is going to be pedals. Pedals are super important, and I hate to say it, but the nastier the better on pedals, Now, this is just a bike features, but that's also going to depend on what kind of shoes you ride on. I've ridden on everything from Converse to skate shoes to running shoes, and now I've got me a pair of RC shoes that are amazing, the Ride Concepts, I think they're called. But pedals are a huge thing. I mean, it's something that you kind of overlook until you really need them and your feet start slipping. It gets wet out. It gets muddy. You have to jump on and off your bike. And, you can get some knockoff race face Chesters for like $26.
Did you look at my notes?
You can get some Fookers. Look, $26 going to get you a nasty pedal. That's going to be something just as wide and just as grippy as a $56 pedal,
Yeah.
I think it all comes down to the bearings and the build quality, of course, and kind of maybe the warranty. But pedals are a huge one. You need your feet to stick to the bike. You know what I'm saying? You need to be confident with your standing and your seating. Yeah.
Well, I'm not disagreeing with you on anything yet. I'm just saying, like, the only thing I disagree with you is you use your dropper as much as you use a group set. Okay. That's the only thing I disagree on so far. But okay.
Yeah, I think that's a huge one, is pedals. Yeah. Okay. Number 3. Now, number 3 and 4, they could be swapped in wherever which way. Number 3 is going to be tires. Okay. I always, like I said, I'm maturing, guys. I always thought that tires were like I ain't worried about tires. I just want to have a nasty fork and a dropper and
This is based off of you riding on a regular basis, or riding all day, or just going for a quick ride.
Yeah, and quick rides.
What is this?
This is a riding all day. This is getting a ride, either building it up or just something you can use for the season, something you want to really get used to. Yeah, definitely. This isn't a little short-term upgraded thing. Tires are a big one. Me myself, I like the fatter tires, and I know there's a lot more rolling resistance, and they're not as fast. But there are a few pairs of tires out there.
Don't say stuff that makes sense. You're gonna mess up your reputation.
Yeah, I mean there are a few set of tires out there that are like 2.6s that are pretty fast. Schwalbe makes some. I had some 2.8s from Schwalbe. Right now I think we're running the Vittoria, one of our builds, and Gummy Worm I believe has got what does Gummy Worm have on it right now tire wise?
The Specialized.
Okay, Specialized. Yeah, I think just a super fast tire, and those are both 2.6s. 27.5, 2.6, super grippy, but to be able to be confident not only in your feet but also with your tires is a huge thing. Of course, I don't like the whole mix matching and all that crap.
You've gotten better about it.
I have gotten better about it, but that is definitely a pet peeve of mine. Is when you go out to a bike park or you see somebody riding a bike and you got a Maxxis in the front and a Goodyear in the back or a Michelin. You got a Firestone. It's just I hate the mix matching of tires. But number 3 has got to be tires. And I've learned that, especially riding like at Mount Nebo and Hayes Creek. I know old LeBron Photo.
Yeah, no, not.com.
Yeah.
He definitely was. I mean, I'm glad he switch those tires out, and because if he hadn't of, that would have going to be some rough riding.
He had a stock Axum or not a stock Axum. He had the stock Axum tires, the 2.6 that come on that sucker.
And they're not great. They're not the worst tires, but they're not good.
Yeah, and then right before we rode, all the patrons know he bought himself some very really expensive Maxxis tires and loved them. But tires are a huge one. Let's move on to my number 2. Do you have anything to say about tires?
I'm gonna ask you some stuff after.
Okay, I will say
people care more about what you have to say about this stuff than they care about
I will say they need to lower the price of tires. If any tire manufacturers are listening.
Let me tell you what's crazy. What's crazy is right now there's a lot of car tires that are cheaper than bike tires. How does that work?
It's crazy, man. I don't know.
I mean, that's just people need to stop doing stuff. Something's wrong.
Number 2 is going to be a fork. Fork is one of the biggest upgrades somebody can make to their bike.
So you think the light aspect is the most important thing?
No, I think the way it performs. The performance is definitely going to be number 1 when it comes to a fork. Yeah. The rebound, just the amount of squish that you get, the amount of plushness riding over things, the feel of the fork overall, something that's really responsive but doesn't feel like it's going to wipe out from under you or wash out from under you. A fork upgrade is amazing. That changes every aspect of your bike. And then being able to actually put so much pressure, take away pressure, and tune that thing is a huge thing too. A lot of riders still are riding with coil forks, with a budget channel and all that talk. And they're like, man, what fork do I get? And it's like, well, we got a bunch of videos on forks, so we rate them.
Yeah.
Check back on some videos.
Don't you love when people ask, what should I get? And it's like, man, we get about 500 videos on it. Why don't you check it out?
And it's like, they're naming forks that we've tested and tried. We're over, it's a bunch of forks, but forks got to be number 2. And that's definitely for the performance aspect, not so much lightness, but performance. And lightness has something to do with that. But just being able to that might be a topic for another day. Yep. But that's something I want to get into at some point too. Just because we rate a fork with our fun rating system, that doesn't necessarily mean that fork is the best. Yeah,
just like tires. The highest rated tires that we have is not your favorite.
I hate them.
Our favorite, your favorite fork might not be the highest rated fork, but it just happens to be the one that you enjoy the most. There we go. There's a sweet spot.
Oh, a sweet spot.
Oh, I found it.
Oh, there you go. You sound better.
That's so much better.
You find a sweet spot in this thing. But
anyway. You sound so much better. I finally found mine.
Yeah. What was I going to say? Yeah, it was like the domain. When we did the domain, I was shocked that fork didn't shoot up to the top. It was crazy, but it's science.
You can't
argue with science.
I think it was high. It was high.
Yeah, it was super high.
And not only that, but everyone said, "Oh, there's no way that fork is better than the Gold 35." We're not saying it's better. It rated.
It's how it rates.
A little less than the Gold 35 for a few reasons.
Scientific channel.
And one of the most important ones is the one that you mentioned. Weight, but anyway.
Let's talk about my number 1.
I can't wait.
Group set.
Yeah.
Group set's number 1, and that's why I get so sick and damn tired of these budget bikes that we get. They're still throwing a 3x and a 2x on their stuff.
Okay.
It's like, dude, just change it to a 1x. Give me something that shifts good,
Well, now how much of that is because a lot of people know by now, some don't. You have a little dyslexia at times.
Yeah.
And you have a hard
I can't
time
shift a 3x.
shifting that front derailleur because
can't
it
do
just throws you off completely.
I can't do it. I'll when I'm doing a group set review, man, if I'm on a 3x, I'm screwed. And if I'm doing a real-time review and I'm talking about the group set and it's a 3x, I'm screwed. Even the 2x got me on that Polygon Premiere 4 that we've got. That thing messed me up. And I think that was a 2x. It's like,
yeah.
what are we doing here?
That was the first 2x, wasn't it?
Yeah, first 2x on the channel.
We've had 2 of them now, right?
Yeah.
We had that one and then the newest one, the Royce.
Yeah, Royce Union was a 2x as well. I was curious. I was going to bring that up. But group set's one of those things where you're talking about finding your sweet spot in your mic. The sweet spot on a group set is a 10-speed. You can't.
That's what I've said for a while, too.
Look,
I thought Chris H., I thought he agreed with me, and then recently he was saying some stuff where I guess maybe he didn't fully agree with that.
I don't know. The group set's a huge thing, and it's like everybody always wants to get like a 12-speed, and I think it's just that showing off with the massive cassette and all the gears, and it's like, you know what, man?
Well, you can have a massive cassette and a 10-speed, too.
I know, but it's like 10-speed is where it's at. Your chain's not all nasty, skinny, and weird looking. You don't have to pay $50 for a master link. And 10-speed is just enough for me to feel comfortable to work on. You get to that 11 and that 12-speed, that stuff gets hard to tune in.
I think 10-speed is that good mix of performance and price. There seems to be more for the money normally. 11, sometimes 11-speed. But the 12-speed, once you get into 12-speed, it's kind of wacky.
It's just super hard to tune that kind of stuff in. You do a lot of cross-country stuff, or like, for instance, like what you've been talking about. You go to Mount Nebo, do the Chicolola. You do that Chicolola loop, man. You are going to be depending on your group set. You do Lizard Trail, that Black Diamond, you will be depending on your group set because group set is getting constantly thrashed, shifting up and down. And 12-speed is just too much. 10 speed is the sweet spot. But yeah, that's my list.
Now, I'm going to throw some curveballs at you.
Curveballs.
Okay. Pretty solid with your order.
Yeah.
Okay. So now, take 2 away.
Okay, I'm going to take 2 away from the list.
There's 2 that you will not have.
Oh, man, that's hard. I guess the 2 that I'm not going to have, and I can't go back on it now because I said this is going to be my season bike. My bike I'm going to get a lot of riding in with it. I'm going to have to do dropper and pedals.
So cheap pedals and no dropper?
Cheap pedals and no dropper. That leaves me with a tires, fork, and a group set. Look, you give me tires, fork, and a group set, I can get some things done. I can get some things accomplished with tires, a group set, and a fork. Okay. Taking the 2 away is good. Pedals, you got to be confident in your feet, like I said. But that's where the good shoe comes in. You get yourself a good flat hard shoe.
Okay, but you've lost pedals, so you can have a really good shoe, but if you have crap pedals, what does it matter?
Yeah, I guess you're right. I don't know. You got a point there, but I mean, I ain't gonna take tires away because tires are huge, especially here in Arkansas.
There's one thing too that you haven't mentioned, and this is something that you complain about more than a dropper or anything else in the past. Whenever your seat sucks, your saddle.
Yeah. But look, I even said that a long time ago on the GT Aggressor Pro, like whatever it was, like back in front of the chicken coop.
Like
days.
It was a torture device.
Like a torture device. And it's like, with that, it's really one of those things where in Arkansas, I really don't spend a lot of time on my seat. Like, don't get me wrong. After like a ride of 3 or 4 bikes reviewing in a day, that's a lot of riding on bikes.
Well, that's why I asked how much riding we're talking.
But I mean, I think just for a regular rider, like, I don't know, your saddle is a huge deal, but I mean, that's nothing that padded shorts can fix,
Okay.
And big sister Brandy, she talks about that all the time, like having good padded shorts.
You could be wrapped in bubble wrap by the time you're done with some of those seats we have.
Yeah.
I agree. I agree.
What do you got going on? We're gonna do some comments or what?
Yeah, we're gonna go into our comment. What's the word I'm looking for? Segment.
Comment segment.
Yeah. So what this?
I'm looking forward to the comment segment. I don't think we do this enough on the channel.
No, we don't. We actually hardly ever do it.
We've only brought it up a few times.
And right now, since we don't answer all the comments anymore, but we do read them. We just don't always get a chance to get back to them. We read pretty much every one, and it's just really hard. We're super busy, and it's like that was draining us. I mean, we used to sit up till 3 or 4 in the morning every night. It was
now
crazy.
We just record till 3 or 4 in the morning.
Yeah, it's
Do you
true.
want me to look up some comments and read them?
Well, no, I'm going to right now. Most popular on some of the episodes, the most popular comment on the episode. So I've got to find.
Okay.
Let's see. Where's one with a lot of. Okay, here's one right off the bat that's got 14 thumbs up. It's from Berserker Nick, actually.
Okay, let me guess.
Okay.
I don't remember that comment. I'm gonna guess Berserker Nick is saying something about a Rock Shocks.
Well, he says awesome top 5 fire. Okay.
Okay.
I know what's going to be your favorite, but you haven't had a chance to write it yet.
Yeah, that's going to be the that's the Rock Shocks.
That was the gold
the 35. Yeah.
Should also do a favorites list in the 200 to 500 range because a lot of people still consider that budget friendly. Keep shredding that bleep.
Yeah. No, we did that. You know, we did the upper echelon of it. There were some comments off there, or just top thumbs up.
Well, that one had 14 thumbs ups. It has 2 replies. One's us, and then the captain says science. So, but yeah, next time I'll be a little more prepared. Tonight we had a lot going on trying to get this going, but I'll try to get some comments for the next.
No, I think
episode.
It's interesting. I mean, I'm curious to see what the what the fans think. You know, what our subscribers. You know, like again, man, if you guys ain't subscribed, please hit the like button, hit that subscribe.
If you're
button.
new to the channel, this is not what we normally do. We're going to be doing it now, but you go back and look at our catalog. Of,
go back.
We have 350, 400 episodes, something like that.
You know, I had a crash. If you guys didn't know, I'm healing up. It's just going to take a while. Still talking to doctors daily, pretty much on some options, but it's rest and time off. Basically.
Talk to your dad daily and not do dumb stuff.
Yeah. But I don't know. So is that going to be it for our first podcast? You know, I think the topic stuff is great.
Okay.
You know, to kind of get listeners. I love topics, but I also want to start getting more into the comment stuff because I think that's gonna be fun.
Well, we will. We're gonna get more into that. And I had some screenshot, but I changed it up at the last second. So I wanted to be real fresh into it, and then you not be prepared and then just see, you know.
So make sure what you guys do. I want you to leave in the comments your top 5 on a features for your bike. Okay, top 5, and then pull Wolfman Special. And I want you to take 2 of those away.
But see, going into it, they know they're going to take 2 off. It's easier to do it. See, I didn't want to tell. That's why I don't want you to see my notes.
Yeah. But anyway, I think I was pretty professional and mature with my list. Group set, fork, tires, pedals, dropper. Let me know if you guys agree with that or not.
And I got to work on my mic.
Yeah, you got to work on the mic sweet spot. But all right, guys. Well, that was been another our first Wolftick Videos podcast.
Yeah, we're not, and then we're just going to we're going to label them episode. We're going to name it like the main subject matter and stuff.
Okay.
I'll label it out somehow. But
all right, episode 1 is in the books.
It's in the books.
We'll see you guys on the next one. All you patrons out there, thank you guys for showing some support, man. Sticking with us on the Patreon.
Yes.
And all you coffee supporters and everything
else
out there.
Coffee supporters. We got to get to that soon.
Yeah, for sure. We got hospital bills.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
All right.
We'll see you on the next episode.
Yeah.